Well, hey everybody, welcome back. We were displaced from our normal spot because I'm doing scenery, static grass, and backdrop in one area of the layout right now. But we're taking a look today at the Paragon 4 Vanderbilt Hudson from Broadway Limited Imports. So this is a New York Central locomotive with DCC Paragon4 Sound with Rolling Thunder that has that subwoofer you can use that will communicate with the subwoofer and give you a trackside bass experience. Well, let's see what you get in the box on this Vanderbilt Hudson next. Working in a little bit tighter quarters here because the yard of my layout is right behind me. There's the box. Slide it out and you have the Vanderbilt Hudson. Some people call this the upside down bathtub. You'll see why in a minute. Off to the side popped out a couple of things. This is like a display truck. They have two different circumference wheels on this truck. And then you've also got a funnel. Also in the top, more fun, two little parts for the skirting to extend the skirting down for display. Traction tires and a traction tire tool to engage that little hex nut so you can put on or replace traction tires. Gonna lift this up here, pull it out of the box very carefully. Beautiful locomotive. Help with visibility a little. I've placed a little cloud backdrop there temporarily, but these locomotives are really cool. They're New York Central Streamliner locomotives. And we're just going to take a look at the front here. You got the New York Central lines right there on the nose. These have synchronized puffing smoke, LED headlight. You can see the skirting area here where that would go and how you would display that. I'll just show you one side here. Plug this up under here. There's a little receptacle for this. Alright, I can't get this to stick or to stay in its hole, but you might need some sticky tack or something if on display. But basically that part would just extend the skirting out, but it would keep it from turning. So when you plug it in under there, it's going to be more of a display piece unless you just have massive curves. You have the pilot, and up front there's little crew access stairs and grab irons to go behind the shroud and for a walkway. You see the white-walled wheels here and the side rods detail. Commodore Vanderbilt's on the side. One thing that's a little hard to catch in my video, that's probably the perfect angle right there. They've replicated the sheet metal kind of rippling effect that you see on here. And I could be wrong, maybe it's just angles, but the videos I've seen, it seems like it's different on every model. I could be wrong about that. But they've replicated the sheet metal rippling effect, which is really neat, and that could be done on a lot of locomotives, making them look more realistic. And I think it's an industry first. You have the cab back here. This is all covered in shroud, but the firebox would be under here. There is a cab crew figure. You have two different coupling options on the drawbar. New York Central tender as well, also just covered in a shroud. So you wouldn't be able to see anything on the tender. It shows the gallon capacity on the back. 14,000 gallons is legible. You have rivet detail, even a crew access ladder up that chute there. A little hard to see, but still. Another good angle this side of the shroud. There's a coupler cut lever, accessory hoses with silver tipped ends that are just out of view there on the back. Rear light, there's crew access ladder on the back. Tender wheels are also white walled. Nice silver accents on the cab and all along the shroud here. Another cab figure. Since this is disconnected, we can kind of take a side look here into the boiler backhead detail, including the butterfly doors. It's also modeled there along with rivet detail and the handrails for crew access. You can see that drawbar there with two different positions, step ladder, or just steps, side steps for access to the tender as well, and you can see the back of the tender, or the front of the tender doors there. Very cool locomotive. This is the spoke wheel version as well, and there's some different wheel variations. There's one with just discs, so it's like holes drilled into the wheel face, so it's just looks like a disc with holes in it. Then you got your side rods here. But this locomotive was made to be very streamlined in appearance in real life, so a lot of it's just covered up with jacketing, boiler jacketing and such. I call it shrouds. I've heard it called several different things. We're back to the front. You can see the rivet detail even around the headlight and a little vent right here above the headlight and in front of the smokestack. I placed it on its side now so you can see the smokestack and other detail. Safety valves, whistle on the top. I've also opened up one of the cab roof vents. They are adjustable. I'll open another one for you, but they can be in the open or closed position. And then you get a good view of the tender, how covered up it is as well. Okay, so Broadway Limited can be started by simply moving the locomotive, or you can also do extended startup once I make sure all the wheels are on, because the model actually also has two different radius wheels on the trailing trucks. I'll go ahead and do the extended startup here with F9. So you heard the... Nope, still doing it. You heard the locomotive engineer walk up. You could hear his ballast under his feet. He gets into the cab, starts turning valves, releasing steam, starts the locomotive, and then finally you hear the dynamo, which powers the headlight, spool up, and then the headlight turns on. I know we're at a side view now and you can't see the headlight, but I will show that in a moment. The smoke unit obviously comes on with those features. You can turn it off with simply activating the smoke on and off function, which is F24. So let's go ahead and listen to the bell. And the whistle. Broadway Limited includes an alternate whistle that's easily accessible by pressing function F22, and then you can hit 2 again for the whistle that's alternate. Here's that. So there's those whistles back to back. Let's go ahead and look at some other functions. This is a die-cast chassis on this, but F10 handles the cab light, which we've already covered. F8's master volume. F13's grade crossing signal. F14 is station sounds. 15's yard radio chatter.
Probably gonna be leaving. How much work have you got to do? Have you got an EOT on your train? We're all fixed up. You're ready to go.
16's maintenance radio chatter.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yep, it's not too close to the track right there. They can unload it right there. Okay.
17's radio check chatter.
I don't know if you'll be able to come out or not, but that's all I got today, over. Okay. I'll give you a holler after it gets by then. Thanks. So, I tell you what, can you meet me on channel 54? Over.
18's crew chatter in the city, 19's crew chatter in the farm, 20 is industrial sounds, 21's lumber mill. We already went over the whistle toggle. You can turn the smoke on and off with 24, which we talked about. Long whistles 25. Let's see. So 26 you can record and play macros with 27's the record, 26 the playback. So you can record a series of functions with the locomotive and then hit 26 to play that back, and it'll run and do the whistle and bell sequence that you mentioned during the recording sequence of that, or that you input on your DCC system, I should say. So those are all of the functions. A couple we kind of glanced over because there's so many different crew chatters in there. There is industrial sounds on 20. So just lots of different sounds. They always pack their decoders out with 28 functions. And they also have a capacitor on here, so dirty track won't be a problem. You'll just glide over it and it'll resume once it gets past the dirty track. It's probably got a 3 or 4 second built-in capacitor, if not more. Let's go ahead and move this at 1 speed step. You hear the coupler clank, which is also activated. If we stop right about there, you get an idea of the length of the locomotive, which is just around 13 inches, so a pretty long locomotive. But look at that forward speed step at 1. It is very slow and precise. And you have that puffing smoke from the locomotive as well. Finally, the chuffing will kick in there. Very smooth. I'll go ahead and change direction. The cab light will come on for a second until it gets up to 3 speed steps, and then it turns off. These are all incandescent appearance LEDs, so they've got that nice golden, yellow, and white appearance. You can see the synchronized puffing smoke at 4 puffs per revolution. Here's the headlight. It is actually bright when straight on. It's a nice golden white appearance. It's lensed, probably because the real one has kind of a headlight lens on it. But from the side view, it has this appearance, which is a little golden white and faint. But you know, it's going to be more direct onto the track. You see a brighter image. I'll go forward one more time so you can see this from this angle versus the top down. I just wanted you to see the details of the roof. Here's a little quicker run by so you can see it up at prototypical speeds, not full speed. Alright, we're going to test its speed here at 1 speed step so you know how fast it is out the gate. Just for reference, this is out of 128 speed steps on my NCE Pro Cab. .2 scale miles an hour for the speed step 1. So pretty smooth operation and fairly low speed for speed step 1, but you can always adjust it as well. Alright, it's pull test time. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see the readout because the angle is a little different over here. Let me zero this out and give her a pull. Crikey. That pull test is so good I just turned Australian for a minute. It's 13.5 ounces. Now keep in mind, each ounce is approximately 15 HO scale freight cars, you know, like something like this. So this is going to be able to pull whatever you want, because the math on that is over 150 freight cars. These were used in freight and passenger service. Here's what I mean by the headlight having the lens effect. You go directly on to the headlight, it's much brighter. But even on the side it's bright, it's just dimmer than it is head on. I did want to show you the rear light, which is directional. You can see that there. A little more kind of clear, or maybe even just the very slightest of blue hues to that rear light, but the front light is very much incandescent looking. Well, this is just a cool locomotive. We'll wrap this review up. Some very close extreme shots here. Just a beautiful locomotive with the sheet metal variations in the shroud, if you want to call it that. They call it the upside down bathtub. You can see why. If you turned it upside down, it looks like a bathtub of sorts. The LED lighting, the synchronized puffing smoke, the capacitance, you know, even that rolling thunder bass thing that you can use on the side is cool. But overall, really nice locomotive with smooth operation and pretty affordable pricing, really, when you consider your dealer discounts at your online retailers or your brick and mortar hobby shops. Well, I'm going to leave you with a run by of this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the channel. Take care.